Alright, today in our grappling basic series we're going to take a look at the American lock from sidemount. So we're in a good position here and make sure my knee is connected to the hip. I have my weight on my opponent. We get a nice cross face here. I like to keep this hand loose but near the hips. So I'm not allowing him to underhook, but I'm also not squeezing too much here, which basically just keeps me in place and makes it easier for him to explode. So what we're going to do, he's going to use his frame here to press on. And if I let him do this too much, then he will create space and will be able to escape. So, and this is a very nice 1-2 you can start using as a beginner right away. So as soon as he starts pushing, I'm going to shift my hips and get into this position where my leg is perpendicular to his body and we're still in position where we get control over the head and our other leg here is stepped out. So if he now keeps pushing, he overextends his arm, and this is quite, a lot of beginners do this because they think they can push you away and maybe involve the legs here. Yeah? But because he overextends the arm here, it's quite easy for me to pummel this one inside, catch the wrist, and immediately catch our own wrist. From here, we're in position to start attacking. Now, I'm turning back towards my knees, right there. We pin the wrist towards the mat. And now I will let go of his wrist a little bit to give him a little bit more slack. I make sure my weight is still on my opponent, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to move the elbow over his belt line. So I'm just going to move the elbow right there, and we get the tap. Don't try to twist right here and away from your body, this doesn't make too much sense. Just pull it towards you. As soon as your elbow hits the hip, you slide over the hip. Just go across the belt and take the arm all the way across until we get the tap. If you keep the wrist nice and low, this will cause a very quick tap. Yeah? So, let's take a look at that again. We're in position here, we're fighting, he starts pushing. I shift my hips, right there. And now I need to be careful not to go all the way back. I keep my weight forward a little bit, it's a little bit of a battle. And now we start peeling the wrist and we get into our grip. We move back, boom, and we get an easy submission there. Yeah? So let's turn. So from here, we're in position, keep your knee connected to the hip. As soon as you start pushing, I'm going to shift my hips right there. I'm going to keep close. As he starts overextending with the arm, we grab the wrist. Grab our own wrist. Now it's 2 against 1. We shift the hips back so the weight comes back on our opponent. We move the elbow over the belt line and we get the tap. Block. Right there, yeah? Easy submission. Try it, especially as a beginner. You will have a lot of success with that one.